Good morning, all of you. Welcome back to my channel Smart Codings. Today I am back again with another topic, that is input to an array through buffer reader class. In the last video, I have said you, students, that there are four ways basically to take inputs in Java. Already three topics I've covered in my last few videos. Now today's topic is using input stream reader class or buffer reader class. Right. So among these four methods, the scanner class and input stream reader class are used to take input from console. So if scanner class does the job quite well, then why do we need to use a buffer reader class or input stream reader class, right? So quickly start this and just see what is there. Now see, basically, as you can see here, IO device, that is input output device, provides the input to the computer systems, and CPU processes the device. In between there's a data transfer, right? Now IO device are basically slow in nature, and CPU is a high speed processing device which processes the data and provides the output, right? Now IO devices are slow. That's why the in between synchronization, the speed is not maintained in between these two devices, CPU and IO device. So to maintain the speed, that is the synchronization between IO device and the CPU, we need to use a buffer in between. That will cover up in the next slide. As you can see here. So to maintain the speed, synchronization between IO device and the CPU in between buffer is used. Buffer is a high speed memory device, as you can see over here. As you can see over, let me show you. So this is IO device, slow in nature. This is a buffer, and this is a CPU device. Okay. Now, as you can see here, students, IO device is slow in nature. CPU is a high speed device. So IO device provides the data by taking the input from the peripheral devices. That is the keyboard input. That is the IO device only, and provides the data to the CPU for processing and to get the further output. But it hampers the process or the performance of the system. Better to say performance of the system, because CPU has suppose processed the data and is waiting for the IO device to for the next input, which this device not able to provide at the same speed at which it is processing the data. So to keep the supply of data available at all time, in between buffer is used. Because it's a high speed temporary storage device, IO device keeps it in buffer, and from CPU takes it from the buffer. That's why this input stream data class, consider this class as a IO device, okay, and buffer data class is a buffer in between, and then there is a CPU there. So this is the general concept why buffer data class is used, which is not the case in the scanner class. In scanner class, this is the problem here, that is the IO device is slow and CPU waits for the next input to process, which is which degrades the performance of the systems in between. To solve this problem, in between the buffer is used. A buffer is a high-speed temporary storage device. Now, through programming, let us take input through IO, that is input stream data class, and and this input stream data class will connect with the buffer data class to supply the data to the CPU. Let us see through the programming in the next slide. So let's code it from scratch, students. Okay, so let's stop this PPT and move on to the here. Let us create a new class. Okay, buffer underscore demo, suppose. So this is a buffer demo, as you can see, students. So this is the documentation part. I'm keeping it as of now like this. Now, to import a buffer reader class, to use a buffer reader class, we need to import a package. So package name is import Java. That is the main package dot io dot asterisk. This asterisk means, just a minute, students. Java import Java dot io dot asterisk, then the semicolon. That means inside this main package there is a sub package io package, and inside this sub package, whatever everything is there, all combinations will be imported, will be accessed. So we need this package to use the buffer data class. First thing is this. For scanner class, it is a java.util.scanner. For buffer reader, it is java.io package. Clear? Then the class, suppose buffer underscore demo. Then the main method static public static void main string args. Okay, this is the main method. Now inside this, suppose we need to take two variables over here, int a comma b, to perform addition of two numbers, suppose, comma c. Okay, to store the value of a and b in c after addition. So three variables we need. Now we need to take the input in a and b. So for that, we need to create a class first, input stream reader class, right? So input stream reader, input stream reader. Okay, now let us create object of this class first, equal to new. Let us copy this one and paste it here. Here we'll write here system.in, because by default we're taking the input through keyboard. That's why system.in. So this is a suppose IO device. For example, in general concept, let us take this as a IO, input stream data class is a IO device. Okay, we're creating an object of scanner class by using new. That is OB is the this one. Now in between there is a buffer. So we need to connect this IO device with the buffer, right? Buffer reader, R capital should be buffer reader. Okay, so buffer readers BR equal to new, control C, control V. Then we'll connect this IO device with the buffer. So we have to pass this object of input stream data class to the buffer data class. That's why OB would write over here. Clear? So IO device and buffer is connected. So that's if you can take the data from buffer data class, from this class. I think this is ED, buffer data class. So let us make it EV. Any error at last we'll check it. Now we will take an input to A. So to do this, we need to print a message here, system.out.println, enter the value of A, enter the value of A. I'm going very slow, students. Try to understand what I'm writing and how to write a code. Okay, this is the display message to this in the screen here in the console. Now A equal to, we're taking in input in A, equal to, we can write here br dot read line is a method of buffer reader class. So that's why we give bracket over here. Okay, so read line is a method of this. Okay, same for B also, we need to take input here. So copy this code, control V, enter the value of B, as you can see over here. Now again we will copy this, change this with B. Okay, now the next logic will be C equal to A plus B. Addition done. We'll print the result here finally. C system.out.print sum of A and B plus C. Okay, now let us close this main method, close this class. Now let us compile this. There are errors because readline is a non-static method of buffer reader class. is a method of buffer data class. It's a non-static method, and all the non-static method must be accessed with the help of an object. Must be accessed with the help of an object. So that's why we are using this one. Now the problem is this readline method takes the input in string format. Whenever it takes the input, accepts input, readline method takes always in string format. Keep in mind. Okay. Now this string format needs to be converted to this A type, that is integer type. A is integer type, and that can't be done. That's why error is there. Incompatible types, that is inside this package java.lang.string, because that string can't be converted to integer. That's why you have to use some method over here, this one, parseInt method. So integer dot parse int is a parseInt is a static method. That's why can be accessed by a class name. See, integer is a class over I capital. So integer dot parseInt is a static method. Now this string will be given to this parseInt method, and this parseInt method will convert into integer, then will provide the output. After this addition is done. Same for B we have to do. Integer dot parseInt, integer dot parseInt. Okay, now we'll close this one more parenthesis or bracket. Let us compile this. Still again there is an error. Something might be a mistake. Let us debug it. Now students, see over here, what is the error over here now? Unreported exceptions, that is java.io.exception. See, there might be some IO exception, that is input output errors. Exception means kind of error in Java. I'm not going in detail as of now. So this means we need to throw this exception by throw keyword. That means we have to declare this exception, or this exception should be caught. This error should be caught. So that's why you need to write over here is throws IO exception to avoid any kind of IO errors, input output errors. So now no syntax error. So basically before running the program, I need to say you once again, to use this buffer data class, we need to access this package. So that's why you're importing this package, because this is defined inside this package java.io. Asterisk, because everything inside this package will be imported. Now the class name, the main method. Okay, now the variable declaration done over here. Variable declaration done. This is the variable declaration. Variable declared, let us comment it. Okay, this is the accessing package. Accessing package. Okay, this is a class declaration. This is a class declaration. Now this is a creating object of input stream data class. Then we are joining this IO_device object with buffer data class. Now readline is a method of buffer data class which takes the input in string format, and it gives incompatible types error because it accepts in string format, and A is here integer type. So to convert this string to integer, we are using parseInt method, using integer.parseInt. There's a concept of wrapper class, I'll tell later on. So integer is a wrapper class, and parseInt is a method of this class, integer class. So this string is converted to integer. So non-static methods can be accessed or must be accessed with the help of an object, that is br.readline, and static methods can be accessed by a class name directly. Keep this in mind. This is one concept. So all the static methods in Java can be accessed directly by a class name. It can be accessed by object, but directly you can access by a class name. As you can see here, parseInt is a static method, class name dot method name, and readline is a non-static method. That's why object must be created. That's why we are creating the object here, a buffer data class, that is br.readline. Now same for B also you are doing. Then now you are applying the logic here. This is the logic of addition logic. This is the output statement. This is the output statement. So I hope you understood this one. Any doubt, just comment in the YouTube comment sections. If you find this video useful, then please like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon for more updates and concepts like this. Thank you. Take care.